Revolver versus the semi-auto. The models we're looking here is the M&P 40 caliber semi-auto, standard size, 15 round magazine, one in the chamber, and the 5-round Model 60 357 revolver, snub nose. Okay, you get 5 rounds. You get a ton of kick from this because of all the gunpowder. In this cartridge is all gunpowder. The bullet only goes about to where my fingernail is. The rest of that is gunpowder, just pushing that out of that gun as fast, as hard as it can go, which makes this kind of like a muscle car compared to a import. You're looking at something that's really a pile driver bullet. It'll go through multiple people if it's not a hollow point. It's definitely got huge stopping power. The diameter of the bullet is going to be actually less, I think, than the 40 cal, but the advantage you're going to have is that this bullet weighs a lot more, so that gives it what's called momentum, and momentum is what puts it through a guy and then through other guys after that. And that's why hollow points are great, because you put it in a guy and no innocent people get shot after that. So the other thing is, if you buy a 357, you can use what's known as 38 specials, and if you get a Smith & Wesson model, a fairly new Smith & Wesson model, you can get what's known as a 38 special plus P that you can shoot out of it. Now, a 38 special is kind of like this bullet, but weighs a little bit less, and it's going 1,000 feet per second. A 38 special plus P is going 1,200 feet per second. A 357 like this is going 1,500 feet per second. And a 357 is just a little bit longer in the casing. The bullets can vary as far as how big their noses are, but they're a little bit longer than the others. But the big difference is they have what's known as magnum gunpowder, which is a slow burning gunpowder. So those feet per second I gave you mostly apply to 6 to 8 inch barrels in a revolver. This is a 1/4 inch. So you are going to lose some velocity with this short little barrel, and all that powder that's pushing out is going to give you a hell of a kick. But it'll fit in your purse just like a 380, and it'll do the job much better as far as one shot goes, a minimal amount of shot goes. So why would you prefer something that isn't a powerhouse shot, isn't one shot is just guaranteed to do the job? And also, I like to put crimson traces on my snub nose, because that way you grip it, and once you grip it, the laser comes on, and then you're ready to go. I can't hit the side of a barn with the snub nose. Looking at the sights, it's very difficult, and I'm sure in a real situation it would be even more difficult. The other problem with this is they take speed loaders to reload. Now, there is a way to use the most common speed loader, which is HK, on a 357 revolver, but they get caught on here and they jam. They'll be stuck in here with the bullets, and you won't be able to yank it out. It's really hard. Not something you want to do. Reloading a revolver when in a gunfight means you should have brought a semi-auto. I did a whole review on reloading with HKS, I think, speed loaders with revolvers, and how you can get them to work with the Smith & Wesson. You just put the tips of the bullet in and let go of the speed loader lock, instead of putting the bullets like halfway in the slot, just the tips, and let them drop. This, once you're done shooting 16 shots, if you keep one in the chamber. Also, if you see in the top, the rim there, that rim means one's loaded in the chamber. So once you're done shooting 16 shots, you get 15 more shots by just putting that magazine in, clamping it shut, and you're 16 shots to go. You're also looking at more accuracy, okay? The other thing you're looking at is a bullet that can be, in fact, it can be more deadly than the revolver bullet, because It's actually wider in diameter. It's 10 millimeters. The 357 is actually about the same size, I think. What? Not yet. And as about the 9 millimeter. And this is the 40. And a 9 millimeter, you're going to get the same results as a 10 millimeter one here, but I just got this instead. But you're going to get all the shots you want if you carry one magazine. You would prefer this in a shootout situation any day over a revolver. And you can put a crimson trace on this too, so when you see me grip it, when I wrap my hand around the back here and it pushes this button, it's all lined up. So that's the crimson trace for this, and you really don't need the crimson trace with the sights for this. Once you learn to line these up, you should be ready to go. You've got the choice between the standard target round bullet, which looks like the 357, which has momentum, weight, and it'll go through people. Then you got your hollow points. Now, I buy special hollow points called Hornadies. These guys have a little red rubber stopper, which makes it penetrate just a little bit more before the rest of it starts to expand. And I don't know if you can see it, but there's little lines on this bullet that each one of these there's actually little slits on the tip of this bullet that will make it expand and open, and that'll get stuck in the person's chest if you hit them in the center mass. What does a normal hollow point look like? That is what a normal hollow point looks like. And this, when it hits somebody, it expands and it gets stuck in them, and it doesn't hit an innocent bystander behind them. But it doesn't have the power, or even though these guys, the FTX, you're not supposed to shoot these at the range, only in critical moments. These have extra velocity than the normal round, so that's nice. But the thing is, they won't have the momentum because they're not as heavy as a 357 round. And when you get something that is as heavy a bullet as a 357 round going through just all that speed, it's going to take a lot to stop it. And when you shoot at somebody and you hit somebody else behind them by accident, that's manslaughter. Just like if you're driving and you don't intend to hit somebody, but you were texting on your phone and you hit somebody, that's manslaughter. Manslaughter is accidentally killing somebody, and it was through negligence and your fault. You're going to have less of a chance of that with the semi-auto, because that bullet is going to stop when it hits them in the chest, and it's more deadly because if that bullet doesn't kill them hitting them in the chest, the surgery getting it out has half the chance of killing them when they pull out, I don't know, like 7 pieces of shrapnel next to arteries and all that. So the hollow points have a big advantage in the semi-auto. They also have an advantage in this because if it does come out the other side when you put a hollow point in, it's going to be a big hole coming out the other side of the person, because that bullet was big and it just expanded and it turned into many bullets and basically turns into a shotgun sort of spread once it hits somebody on impact, and that's what a hollow point is. You get something like a normal target round, you get more momentum, you get more penetration, but doctors aren't going to be taking this bullet out of somebody if you shoot them with it. It's going to be going through them and stopping by whatever was behind them. So you're looking at a powerhouse bullet, just a heavyweight bullet and a heavy velocity bullet for a 357 revolver. With this, you're looking for a shootout situation. This just one-on-one, up close personal defense. So take it easy.